was like, how do I? And it's like, I'm just like your cousin. I'm just your cousin who went to school
and finished and
I
made something of myself.
Well, I still eat, salt pork and my greens. So I just, you still owe me. You still owe me cornbread and a plate and a Thanksgiving plate, buddy.
Okay, you know what?
I told you I did.
Gumbo. I'm gonna tell you.
Apparently, buddy, owe everybody some food.
We was okay.
Make up
what happened.
You owe me catfish. I don't even want no catfish
because
you owe me some whiting.
Right.
We were in. Amberia and I were in the writers' room this year.
Slow talking and backing up.
No. We were in
the bullshit.
We were in the writers' room this year. It was everything.
Got my name right too that time.
We were all in the writers' room.
Ambria and I together.
We're all in the writers' room.
Mm-hmm.
It was Zoom.
Right.
All these details I don't
No. And so
it was 5 o'clock.
This story will never get out.
Go ahead.
Light breeze outside. Light breeze.
That's because you take it forever.
I'm trying to get it out. Anyway.
Where the plate at, buddy?
I promised her I would make her some cornbread because I brought greens the last time to the office when we were in an office.
Right.
And my greens are
you
magnificent.
just only greens?
I brought
like
greens.
it wasn't no meat. You ain't
they brought greens. We were all bringing like
I was like
potluck.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, you just showed up with greens. Like, look what
I did.
Hey, y'all.
Because they were talking shit. They didn't believe I could cook. And so I can cook. And so I told her I make some of the best cornbread ever and I owe her some cornbread. So I told her the next time I saw her I was going to have it. But
how many times have I seen you, buddy?
Like twice.
You could have brought that shit to the Comedy Store.
No, I'm not bringing a big ass load of cornbread.
Buddy.
I'm going to find out where you, like, if I would have known you would have been here today earlier, I would have made it.
I want something with the cornbread. I don't want just no naked cornbread.
I got you.
Okay.
I got
you. Some red beans and rice or something.
I got you.
What's the recipe?
Because
you talking it up now.
Now
we need to know.
Ooh.
Waiting for my gumbo.
Wow.
Waiting for my gumbo.
You see Flex every week.
Y'all
go golfing. Y'all be here.
I made gumbo for Flex, but the last batch he didn't get any because he was out of town.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he makes dope gumbo.
I'd like some gumbo. Let's do gumbo.
Gumbo. How about gumbo and some
cornbread?
And some greens and some cornbread. Let's do it all.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Okay, it's going down.
Y'all heard that?
It's going down.
All right. Well, you said it right here.
Yeah.
It's all going down. So, Amberia, being married, doing your comedy, do you find it tough? Because I know for me, and I've seen your husband at the show. I know it's tough sometimes for my wife to be at the show because you haven't heard that material yet. But I put a lot of the business in there. She's like, why are you telling it? Because I'm telling real shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to go. I'm like, babe, I got to go up there and I got to tell him the real shit.
Yeah.
Like, we talk dirty, we text dirty, we got to do that. Do you ever find that uncomfortable, or does he say, babe, you should, you ain't got to put our business in the street like that?
Yeah, he doesn't police my material. And I think because he trusts me. I'm not saying anything crazy. I think what's interesting is how other people respond. I'm like, he not bothered.
Yeah.
Why y'all bothered? I can't believe your husband lets you. I said, we don't say let.
He let you say that.
I'm like,
we don't let Master Allen King.
What was his name in Color Purple? Mr.
Yeah.
Mr.
And I'm like, I'm talking about all the same things men talk about when they talk about. Men get on stage and be like, fuck my wife. This bitch be. And I'm like, whoa.
That was like the first line David said at the last night that night.
They all get up there and tell their truths. It's not bad, but I think how other people respond is what's funny to me. But I don't cross lines that I feel like are reckless. Like I'm not just say shit for the sake of being edgy.
You don't be up there like, babe, remember that butt plug?
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying?
It's like
me and my side piece was.
I try really hard to protect to tell my truth because we're in a marriage together. Like I'm experiencing a thing that is part my experience, but I respect you and I try to do that also, like social media, all that stuff. Like I try to keep that part I talk about marriage on stage, but I don't show a lot of it on social media, which also gets an interesting response. Where your husband at?
I know.
Is that an active choice to like just make sure you have some privacy, or is it something else?
I think it's
you
have to. I tell my wife is the post lady. She oh, you eating food? Hold on. I'm like, babe, can we keep something sacred? Like,
just little pieces,
pieces, because I don't do that all the time. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, like, I just want to keep a piece of that for me. Like, I don't want to show this picture of the kids at this point.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
That's
what I'm
so
saying?
Real.
It's all cool, and people say great things, but you always have the other side.
It is, and I think my husband just don't do social media, so I'm not going to foist upon him something that's what I always said. I chose to do this, so I don't want to do anything that negatively, to a certain degree that I can control it, affects you. You don't want to be on camera, you ain't got to be on camera. Right. And then also the times where I would do stuff, like I did a little series about him opening laptops. I bought him a laptop, he didn't open the shit for 30 days. I documented it for 30 days, like a news report.
That's hysterical.
And then people started, like, people who followed me, who work with him, was like in his face, like, when you gonna open the laptop? When you gonna...
Hey, isn't that amazing how that happened?
It was so weird. He was like, bitch, what? So I was like, y'all can't be harassing him. Like, this is a joke. Like, everybody calm down. So, and it still happens. Like, I'll post just something that happened. I was like, why you steal her almond milk? Why you didn't get the almond milk for her? And I'm like, all right. So I try to just much as I can.
It's amazing that bridge of reality and in other people's perception meet. Like when we did the reality show, which we know is not reality. You know, Buddy worked on the show. It's amazing how many people thought a lot of that was, Flex, how you gonna have them girls come and put oil on your body at your house, And then my wife just happens to walk out, at that time, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to me that people cannot, separate that,
And it's funny because
he has no faith. No.
A lot of people can't do that with regular TV shows. I remember Jay, the guy that played JR on the Ewings, in Dallas. He said people would slap him in the face. Like, lady would slap him in the face, like, you're so evil. Like, dude, it's a character on a freaking TV show.
People hated Danny Glover for a long time.
I mean, but he did play the hell out that role.
He did. It was bad.
He did his job.
The hell out of
Denzel, played that crooked cop, but you don't see nobody.
He did that after we loved him.
You don't see nobody rolling up him like, yo, let me get a key.
Yeah, and Oprah was always playing, y'all going, she always, nobody do that to her when she's a billionaire.
Yeah, but he was like molesting people in the movie. Like abusive.
He was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was hard. He had to be Riggs a bunch of times before we let that go. He had to be. Chase down some burglars in some slacks for like 10 years so we can forget about you slapping bitches. Because I can't take it.
Now, what do you think we talked about I would say scarcity of Black female comics in the game, or not all out there at one time. What about in the writer's room?
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I know it's bad. It's bad when you were hosting, when you were in every space. It's bad. Writers' rooms, I feel like, are the writers' rooms and then behind the camera, obviously, are just the toughest spaces, I think, to try to diversify. Because it's all relationships. It's, people who run shows hire their friends. And that's how Hollywood operates, is you hire the people the people you work with, the people you are comfortable with.
Right.
And if you don't have I don't know a lot of white male showrunners that just got Black women best friends that they know, or they know them enough to even know they're a good fit for a show, right? So yeah, in the live show space, I felt like it was I don't know. It's all been bad. Like late night, I did the Daily Show. That was not diverse. I think they've done better over time, and they've actively tried to recruit Black women in those spaces. But it's also like, I can't just be the only Black woman in here around all this particular culture.
But do you think there's any any headway with you see Tasha Smith now directing so much, you see what Lena Waithe is doing. You see, I mean, Chip Fields has been in the game forever and is directing and producing, and Kim Fields directing. Like, again, it seems like there is, and then they just put out the article of NAACP was talking about there's not enough, in the executive position, which is true, that can greenlight anything.
Yes. So one of the good things I did do as a PhD buddy was UCLA did this Hollywood diversity report every year since 2014. We find the same things, that like not enough Black people in front of the camera, not enough Black people behind the camera, not enough Black people of color in high-ranking positions that can hire people down the pipeline. Right. That continues over time. Now, there are variations, right? You get a Fast and Furious franchise, right? Which like blows everything out of the water, and it shoots the percentages up because they're so shitty, right? So it's like we had a 98% increase in diversity this year because 2 movies came out, because Think Like a Man 2 did well here and overseas, right? So there are trends and there are exceptions to the rule, right? There's years where it's like Insecure and Atlanta and all of these movies come out, but overall, like when we look at the whole landscape, not a whole lot. I mean, there's been growth, but to really turn over, I feel like that stuff has to happen over time, so then we can really see a shift.
Interesting.